Hello. I want to make sure you guys can hear me here. Can you hear me? You should be getting me, and this thing is going to be a pain in the you-know-what. I'm going to move this over to the other side so I don't keep hitting it. What's low? The voice is low? How about now? Any better? Giovanni's here. The voice is up pretty loud on my end, so I'm not sure. Let me see if I can. Well, it probably sounds low compared to the music that was just playing. I had that kind of pumped up. I don't want to go too loud on the voice because, let me see. Check 1, 2. Any better there? Cool. All right. So that means I had, how about guitar? Now, see, the problem is the guitar is going to be really, really soft for me here because I turned the vocal mic up, which means I'm going to have to, I had to turn my monitors down. So are you getting that? Is the guitar a good volume or does it need to come up? I was hoping you were going to say it needs to come up because I can't hear it at all. And if I turn this up, this mic is going to feed back. I'm going to come up a little bit on the guitar. How's that? Or can I even go any more? All right, yeah, I don't want it to distort, you know, when I start getting into, you know, low notes. Let's make sure, still good more if I want, all right, good. I'll never turn down the opportunity to turn up the guitar. All right, can you guys see the editor here? And if you can see the editor, can you still hear me and can you still hear guitar? Awesome. All right. Cool. All right, so welcome, and it's the usual cast of characters. Good to see you guys. I hopefully got this all working right. I even have my Marshall hooked up over here with a mic on it. You know what? Let's test that. I want to give me a second. I'm rolling. I want to, so what I'm going to have to do, thanks Mike, I want to see if you guys are getting the JVM that's in the room here with a 57 on it. So I'm going to mute this mic because it's going to be way too loud coming in through here. And I'm going to mute the Helix Direct. So were you getting that mic'd up tone there? Hey, Eddie's here too. You got the Marshall. That's the Marshall in the 4-cable method with the Helix. I didn't spend a ton of time, you know, moving the mic around. I just threw a 57 on there, and hopefully it's, you know, it's not distorting too much for you guys. But this is basically my new live setup. Not even, you know, I'm not even talking about the stream here. This is my live setup. Let me move this over so you can see. There's the Marshall over there. So that's what I'm going to be going with for the next, at least the next show. You probably heard that picked up. So what I'm going to have to do is, the only thing that sucks about this is unless you guys just want to hear the Marshall for now and some of the effects that I have going with it, or do you want to hear the Helix Direct? Let me know. Because if you want to hear the Marshall, if you want to hear the Helix, I'm going to have to hit standby on the amp because it's going to pick up through this lab mic that I have on. So I can run through some settings with the Marshall first if you want, since it's on. What do you think? I see yes, yes, yes. I think that was the answer to my last question. What do you figure? All right, so let's, let me go to the editor. Any certain, as you can see, these are right up here are all the songs that my band plays in the set. Some of them, a couple of them require my Variax, which I don't have hooked up right now. So if you want to hear anything in here, let me know. I'm trying to think. Keep the Faith has got a pretty cool. Let me mute the mic. I'm gonna mute the mic. So that obviously is the intro to Keep the Faith. Now, that's the Marshall with just the Helix, with the Helix effects 4 cable. Now, what I can do is I can hit standby on that, and I can let you hear the direct tone. Actually, I don't even need to hit standby. You know what I can do? I can just shut my mic off, and all you're going to hear, I already muted the mic on the cab. So let me try this. So this is going to be the Helix direct as far as what you're hearing. So let me try that. So you should have only been hearing the Helix there. You should not have been hearing the amp over here. If you did, I'll get used to this. This is, like I said yesterday, a whole new setup. I get everything going on my iPad. So Eddie is asking, do I use the Variax for acoustic sounds live? Yeah, I do. Actually, the only acoustic that I play in our set is for Wanted Dead or Alive. And I use the 12-string mode on the Helix, the Variax, for the the intro and the verses. And I'll just usually kick on a lead sound, and I'll use the Variax magnetics, which I have swapped out. But I'm thinking I might just switch the guitar like Bon Jovi does. I'll just grab my Strat for the dirty stuff in that song. I just want to make sure you guys are getting were you just getting the Helix? Let me shut this mic off again. I'm going to play the Helix again. So that should have just been, all right, thanks, Gio. That was just the Helix. This is going to be a little funky at first here. Let's go on to, I'll go on to, oh, before I forget. Hey, Richard, what's up? Before I forget, so you guys that have shown up here, and anybody that comes in and in and out during this stream, I don't know how long it's going to be. If you want to leave your email address in the chat section, what I'll do is I will send you a download of my voiceless, the MP3 download of the album that I did, if you want it. That was my whole thing about everybody gets a gift today. So it's available on the music that you heard standing by was a couple of the tracks. So if you want the whole copy, MP3 download, just put your email address in the chat, and I have a pen handy, and I'm gonna grab a piece of paper, and I'll jot your email addresses down, and I will email you the free download. So if you don't want it, you don't want it. That's fine. I don't care either way. But I figured I'd offer it up to you guys for coming out. And it's usually you same guys that help me out with this stuff. So I like to give you guys something. All right, so let's go to, let's try. Oh yeah, gee, I forgot you have it. Awesome. What do we have here? Let's, Lost Highway. Let's go to Lost Highway. So what I'll do is first I will play Lost Highway on the Marshall. So I'm going to mute everything else, unmute the Marshall, mute, and I'm going to mute my vocal. So that was the Marshall for the intro of that song. All right, let me write down a couple. Thanks, Scott and Eddie. Let me write down these email addresses before I forget. And if you don't get anything from me, you know, within the next few days, let me know, because I have a million things going on right now, and I'm probably going to forget. I'm going to try not to. Eddie Thompson. Sorry, I have to do it the old-fashioned way. And Richard. And I'll make sure I get that download over to you guys. Sorry, I write slow. All right, if anybody else wants a copy of the download of the CD, just send it over. All right, so now I'm going to mute my mic. Now, you just heard that was the Marshall. Now, this is what the audience is hearing. Let me mute my mic. So that is what the audience is getting. I know this is not very exciting, but I think this is all cool because I think everything is finally working. Hang with me for a second. I got to go into my camera settings because I noticed that the camera is doing this stupid autofocus again, even though I tell it not to. All right. Yeah, Rob, your email at the top, I don't see it. Hold on. No, Rob, send it again because it's not showing up in my chat. And yeah, Giovanni, that you're right. The Helix is just like a CD, you know, a mastered CD sound. So that's what the audience is going to get. They're not going to hear. I'll just get that Marshall on stage. All right, let me just do one more camera setting. Here we go. And then I think we'll be good as far as the camera goes. Auto white balance, webcam control. There's one thing I want to do. 1, 2, there we go, save. All right, we should be good. So that's that. Now, again, if anybody just showed up, if you want to leave your email address. What, am I stuck here? What's going on? You guys still getting me? Or I know you're getting audio, but the video doesn't seem like it's working. Yeah, I can see it. So you can hear me? You can still hear me though, right? The video is frozen. All right, hang on one sec. Bear with me here. I hope I'm back. This should be showing up now. I swear to God, one of these days I'm just going to take all this stuff and throw it out the window. But you should be getting me now, I think. Anything? It looks like it's not cooperating again. It looks very, very choppy. I'm going to try a different setting here. Hold on. It's working? All right. I want to try something else though. Hold on. All right. We got me back now. All right, so if anybody else has jumped on, throw your email address, and I'm not going to add you to an email list or anything like that unless you want me to, but I'll send you a download of my CD. So hopefully we're going to stay. There's Rob's. All right, Rob, I got you now. I'm going to write it down now. School of Rock. Nice. All right, I got 4 of you guys down so far, and I will, I'll get that download over to you. So I'm gonna go over to the editor. Oh, Mike almost forgot his. Let me put Mike's down. And my phone is ringing, and they're gonna have to wait. All right, what do we got? Mike, graphics. All right, cool. Got more people jumping on, awesome. All right, let's go back over to the editor, and I will load up Always. Now for this, I'm not gonna play through the whole thing. I can't remember where. For this, I'm gonna, we'll hear the Marshall first. Now I'm gonna do the verse part, which has a, what is it, a tremolo? It's got a rotary, sorry, the tremolo, I'm thinking of a different song. So I'm going to let you hear the Marshall first. So this is what I hear on stage. Let me mute this other stuff, unmute that, mute my mic. So that's the verse. Now, when I go to the lead, it has that rotary vibe on in the lead too. So I'll play a little piece of that. Then I'll switch over to the Helix so you can kind of hear the difference that the audience is hearing. Let me make sure this is the right thing. So you get the picture. Yeah, I am playing in E flat. Bon Jovi plays E flat live. The albums are, you know, in E, but live to save on the vocals, they're in E flat. All right, so what I'm going to do is mute the cab and put the Helix through. And I'll do that verse part again with the Helix. I'm going to mute my voice. So that should have been just the Helix itself. Now I'll go to the lead. On the Helix, what the audience hears, let me mute my vocal. So there it is. That's the Helix. So that's what the audience is getting. I mean, it's apples to oranges. It's probably 95% of the audience really doesn't care what you're playing out of. I just did all this for my, for my own personal, what I like to hear, and to make it easier on the sound guys too. No more miking up the amps, and you guys know that have the Helix. Thank you, Mike. But again, if you just joined in, if you want to leave your email address in the chat, I will send you an MP3 download of my album Voiceless. It's all guitar. There are no vocals, hence the name Voiceless, because you really don't want to hear me singing. So, and a cool story about that CD. I did the CD because my older daughter, she's 15 now, and had 15. She has Crohn's disease. She was diagnosed when she was 7. And you know, when you find something out like that, you're not sure. You don't know what to do. You feel helpless. So the only thing I could think of doing was to record an album, and I donated proceeds to Hasbro Children's Hospital, which is the hospital that treats her, and they're awesome over there. So, but that was, the album came out in 2013. It's been out for a while, so sales have pretty much stopped on that. I'm not expecting any more. So that's why I'm offering anybody else that is watching, if they want a copy of at least the download, just right, I don't know if it's on this side or this side. The way I'm looking at it, it's over here, the chat. So yeah, I think I'm pointing the right way. The chat's over here, so just leave your email. Yeah, Giovanni, it is still for sale. I actually had to give them more stock because the last time I went in there, they were sold out, which is cool. I don't know who's buying these things. Rob, that's it. That's it for all what I just played. That's it. Yeah, I'm not much of a. I don't like showing off on this, on playing this stuff, but this stupid camera. Richard, you put a link up for the charity. Oh, Rob, yeah, I was pointing the right way. This way. I already forgot. But yeah, Richard, the problem. If you do want to donate, you can go to my website and donate that way. There's no direct link. It's basically when I get sales, I just, I'll get, what is it, like CD sales through my website into my PayPal. Then I'll send that to my bank account and I'll write a check and I'll give it to them. That's the only way that they do it. You can't. There's no really online thing to do. I'm going to have to probably cut this short in a few minutes. I got a bunch of house stuff going on, so I need to make some phone calls. But anything else before I go? Anybody wants to hear? How about You Give Love a Bad Name? The intro, it's got the Pog effect. All right, so first is going to be the actual Marshall 4 cable with Helix. So let me mute the other stuff. And I'm going to mute my mic. I'll just play I'll quickly play the intro. You know what? That's not the right. Let me try this. Hold on. I had the wrong preset. So when you load it up in the editor, it defaults to something else. So what I need to do is go to the editor and save that so that comes up first. All right, so that was the Marshall with the Helix effects. So now I'm going to give you the Helix direct. So I'm going to mute my mic again, and this should be the Helix you're hearing that the audience gets. So that should have been the Helix. If it wasn't, I'm starting to get a little kind of punch drunk over here with this because this is all brand new, the way I have this set up. But I have to, I'm going to have to cut this short because my agent just sent me a text. I need to call him. Helix, yeah, definitely, Mike, Helix is going to be crisper because you're not dealing with an actual mic on the cabinet in the room and all that stuff. You're going to get the produced CD sound. So that's why I'm doing it this way. I don't feel like, I just don't feel like, using 4 cable method and then still having these sound guys mic me up because it's just not going to be a consistent tone. And that's why I got 2, if you look at, again, the guys that have seen this already, it's probably a broken record, but 2 separate paths right here. The top one is the 4 cable. The bottom one is what's going out front. And it's pretty identical. So when I click on or off an effect, both of them go on and off. Anyway, if anybody else is here that hadn't heard, if you want to leave your email address, I'll send you a copy of my CD, the download of my CD, MP3 download. I'm going to be signing off, so do it quickly. Yep, Mike, you're right. The Helix is probably the most flexible piece of guitar gear that I've ever owned, and I pretty much owned all of these things. So anyway, guys, I'm glad to stream, and we're only at 32 minutes, well, counting the first when I had to stop it. I don't know if that went up, but this is really short for me. And thank you, Mike. Thank you, Giovanni. Thank you, Rob. Thank you, Rich. Who else is here? Scott, thank you for coming by. Dr. Frosty Brew, Eddie, if you guys are still here, I'm not sure. I'm just reading down the chat list. If I missed anybody else, I don't think I did. I think I got everybody. So if I don't make it on again before Christmas, Merry Christmas to everybody. I'm sure I'll get on here again. And again, let me know what you guys want me to do on here, if you want me to, certain setups. Yeah, I know, Scott. I can only do it during the day usually. I was on here last night, to be fair, like 6:30 Eastern time, but I didn't really announce it, and I think everybody was having dinner. I already deleted it. I was able to get on. There's going to be nights here and there where I can get on, but until then, it's going to be daytime, and I'll do the best I can to get on at a later time. So let's, thanks, Rob. Let's stop this, and I'll see you guys next time, and I'll get that. Hopefully later today I'll get the downloads over to you. I appreciate it. Take care.